Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to the Lion's Gate Gateway 8-8 energy. What's really interesting is that your gateway activation here is the angelic frequency. It says here, angels are here, you are safe, and potent connections. And so I know you guys have been through a difficult cycle, right, with that South Node going through your sign and everything. But the Lion's Gate, the lion heart, the heart, right? It's the heartbeat of the zodiac is the lion's energy of Leo. It is during this 8-8 gateway that we are in alignment with our twin solar energy, which is that of the star of Sirius. And so there is this energy here of opening in the heart space, this portal. And so you have here the angelic frequencies, energy of the angels in the angelic kingdom, which is aligned to service, devotion, authenticity, and love. When this frequency comes to us, it is because the gateway of our heart has aligned with it, and we are essentially become angel upon earth. And so it is during this gateway where we are in alignment with this other solar energy here of the Syrian star that we are receiving this opening here through the heart space, through the heart space. And so angels are drawing close to you at this time, so be open to the signs. So, look for signs and synchronicities. For some people, they really notice that all of a sudden there's an uptick in how many feathers they find, right? For others, you may have other signs and, just pay attention to when things seem to fall into place for you. That high-pitched noise that you hear in your left ear, that is frequencies being downloaded into you. So pay attention to that. So it is important for you to know that through your actions, choices, and service, you have upgraded your spiritual connection and your frequency. That transit that you went through, that just wrapped up about 2 weeks before we hit this gateway energy, was preparing you for this. So rejoice, you may be rewarded with abundance and blessings at this time, and you have been making choices that are not just for your own greater good, but also for those around you. Your guardian angels with you now, helping you to remember your infinite power and potential. Reach for the stars and trust that all your efforts have been making both internally and externally will bring blessings and opportunities. The path you are on is aligned for your highest good, and the support you need is there for you. You are cherished by the angels. So when the South Node exits our sign for the next year and a half, while it's in the next sign, which in this case for you is Libra, which is a very balancing sign, but it is our time to find our footing again, and to recognize that the things that we had to let go of or release or whatever was actually opportunities in disguise sometimes, for something greater to come in. And so you are being reminded that you came into this world with this angel by your side, and they're there, and they want you to remember that. And so connecting into that energy is what is needed at this time. Wow, God, what a reading. Okay, okay, I'm gonna pull all the cards. I have managed to make myself sick again for not taking care of myself properly. Note to self. And I really do want to get all the cards out just so I don't miss anything important. But I can tell you right now that you are in a very healing cycle. Oh, wow. With a healing cycle that is based on the cycles. It's on divine timing, because in the key to the situation here we have the fates. And so the fates, they cut things at a specific time. They oh my God, you guys. All right, so some of you are experiencing things around your parents. They may have crossed over during the South Node. That happens a lot. Through a South Node transit, things will exit our lives, but it was based on their cycle. For some of you, your parents need you to step up and to support them in some way that you haven't previously, that sandwich generation. Some of you, it may be that you're new-time parents. Like that could have been part of this, and so now you have to look at things from a different vantage point. And when we become parents, we start to look at our parents with different eyes. We're like, oh crap, they had a lot going on. It does make us a little more kind and compassionate regarding our upbringing. Your overall energy is energy of peace. You're seeking peace, which after a South Node going through is what was needed, right? And so um, this was the South Node, the letting go. I surrendered joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. So things that were put in motion to be released, now there's like sometimes there's like a grieving process, and it could be the grieving of a loss of a job, of a relationship, of a family member, of a friend, a loss of who we used to be. Sometimes there's like we go through this transition and we realize we're not who we were, and that's okay because we're supposed to grow, right? I know that's hard, fixed sign, but we're supposed to grow and change, and it's harder when you're a fixed sign. And you guys were really challenged by all the other planets that were in fixed signs at that time. And so there was a lot of challenging energy to really break free and to allow yourself to get into the flow, to allow yourself to move through this energy, to release and let go in order to allow new things to flow to you. Because it isn't just about you letting things go away, but it's about what's coming next. So if you think about a river, right, and you're standing on the riverbank and you drop a leaf in the water, right, you watch it flow away. But if someone up the river has done the same thing, you're going to see theirs flow down, right? And so it's constant movement of things that they come and they go through our lives. And when we can accept with grace that that is what is happening, that's what brings the peace. Okay, so you have here, the key is the Spades card. Stars have aligned in a certain way. Certain things are coming in, and so after certain things have had to exit, right? So the letting go allows the new energy to come in. If you were to stop the water, put a dam there so that your leaf stayed there, and someone else stopped it up further up, right? There's like this block, and the water builds up and it overflows and it creates chaos, right? And so there's a need to let things flow to go where they're supposed to. This to me is my Scorpio card in this deck, and it's in the Scorpio position, which is the transformational spot. You have regeneration. It's got this blue lotus energy. The blue lotus is about real truth, your truth, right? And the green of growth and opportunity. And yeah, there's the fire from the volcano, and there's been a definite landscape change in your life in some way. You did not get through the South Node without that happening. I know you didn't. How big it was, how painful it was, that can vary. But there's been a dynamic shift. The fire swept through. When I was in grade school, my brother set the neighborhood on fire. But 3 weeks later, everything was green and beautiful and lush. And there was a regeneration because the things that were destroyed released the elements back into the earth, and there was more nitrogen now available, and it promoted the growth of the grass. Nitrogen, a fertilizer for grass is mostly nitrogen. And so it changes things, but then it heals and it's more beautiful if you allow that regeneration process to happen. And so here you are. How do I mend? How do I heal? That's what's on your mind. It could be how do I mend? How do I heal a situation, a relationship? But I believe that this is really about you in some aspect of your life, really needing to do this. The energy that is creating anxiety, we have the treasure island. And so this turtle is swimming forward, and the treasure on top has got stars. There's gold, but what's coming out of it is stars and hearts. And so it's what you treasure, it's what you value. It's not necessarily financial. However, for some of you, there was a financial shift because we have the finances card coming up here. So there's a change. Butterflies represent life changes in the physical 3D, the way I view it. And so we have parental care and we have finances. So for some of you, you are having to spend money to help your parents, or perhaps your parents have passed and they left you a lot of money. Or it could be unrelated to the parental care and it has to do with your personal financial situation based around something else that has gone on. Oh my God. I didn't even know that was there. So you have the card of support. You are being supported. First and foremost, the angels are watching over you. They are supporting you. They are guiding you. You are not alone in this process. And really important to remember. Number two, it could be that you're having to provide financial support or you're receiving financial support in some way. Whatever it is, there's support. And the support's going to show up in the 3D, and the support is definitely showing up in the angelic realm. And so lots going on there. You're not alone in this journey. You have a lot of support happening here. We have the home, the wishing well, and listening. So first off, this is listening to your higher self and listening to your guides and listening to your angels. And the thing about angels is they can only step in very rare occasions without permission. And so you are being reminded to ask for the help you need. They are going to honor. They're honor bound to honor your free will choices. And life is just a series of choices. When you ask for help, it will show up. And when it does, look for the signs and the synchronicities of it and acknowledge it. Say, thank you, I saw that. Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Even if what you see is the feather. And I really feel like it's going to be feathers for most of you that you will notice, but also you will notice things falling into alignment like that like you lost your job, but then, oh my gosh, all of a sudden a friend says to you, hey, there's an opening. Would you be interested in working, at this company? And so you follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the new opportunity. But in order to open up more of these avenues of opportunity, there is a real need for you to ask for help from your guardian angel. That's what they're there for. And your guardian angel has access to everything and everyone and can think of it as your concierge, they're saying. Oh, how fun is that? Your personal concierge. But you have to ask, right? They may know what you need, but they aren't going to do it unless you ask. And so this is really important. You have the free will choice to ask. This card of home with the wishing well. The wishing well says to ask for what you want. That's the angelic support. The home, it feels like you're coming home to yourself. And there's a lot here that says that. There's a lot about recognizing who you are. You know what the biggest block that you have here is your own imagination. It's like somehow you are limiting what you think is possible because you just don't believe in miracles, or you forgot how to imagine bigger and better for yourself. The only thing really that's blocking you is your ability to visualize it, to imagine it, to expect it. When you were a kid and, you had these big, bold dreams and you could picture all the details of them, somewhere along the line that gets beat out of us, right? And, well, not for everybody. I mean, look at Walt Disney. Definitely didn't get out of him. What is it, 302 banks he went to try to get a loan to start Disney? That was taking a lot of no's till he got to the yes. And I think in life, most of us don't have that kind of determination, that kind of persistence, that kind of clarity of vision. And it kind of gets what we think is going to happen. It feels like it's drifting away from us. And then we start to get practical. We've got to be practical about this. We've got to do the practical thing. But here in the energy of resources, and resources, it could be your finances. It's also your mental, emotional, spiritual, your wisdom and knowledge, the gifts that you have, those resources, right? Your relationships. I don't know if I said that. You have come to the edge. Be risky. Take a risk. And I want to say it's a divinely guided risk. Take a chance on yourself. choose to be a little risky for yourself, because obviously after you go through the South Node in your sign, you've already lost probably something that you didn't want to lose. That you were clinging very hard to. Like, I'm not giving this up, I'm not giving this up, and that job is ripped away, or that relationship is ripped away, or parents pass away, or whatever it is, right? And so something has been pulled out of your life and it felt difficult. And so now what do you actually have to lose? To take a chance on yourself, to recreate something new for yourself, to be you. And so here in this letting go, this leaves, this energy, right, of being in flow, you have the card of in the heart, go to the sea. Go to the sea. Allow yourself to be carried forward by spirit. Allow yourself to heal and have opportunities brought to you. Allow yourself to move past what didn't work and to move toward what did. It's kind of like that Six of Swords energy, right? It's the healing. And spirit is guiding you. You can't hardly see it here, but there's a little face up there in the sky. You really can't see that. Oh, there, maybe you can see it. It's kind of like a little moon. You are being watched over. These seas are calm. You're being carried forward, but you gotta ask. You really do. You have to ask. Communicate. Make it a daily practice to say good morning and good night to your guardian angel and see what happens. See what happens there. Because what are you supposed to do right now? You're just supposed to breathe. You're just supposed to be at peace with the situation. You are just supposed to come home to yourself. You are just supposed to recognize that though the landscape has changed right now, the most important thing you can do is regenerate your energy. And we have this card of breathe. It looks like he's meditating. It's an angel, though. It's an angel. And it's like being open to receiving, just breathe, and it is through the breath. They really connect into the body, because without breath we can't be alive, right? And so just breathe. Take a couple moments during the day when you're feeling a little anxious, or in the morning to start your day, or in the evening before you go to bed, and just consciously pay attention to your breath for like 30 seconds. Just recognize the inflow and the outflow, the flow of your breath, the flow of life. Ask for what you need. Now, these cards are amazing together. So, there was another one. I don't see it. Okay. What do you anchor into? That heart is wide open. It says, truth be told. And this butterfly, you can't read it, it says, be true to you. Be true to you, heart be truth be told. What is your truth? And you're going to discover that in your heart space. This is the coming home to yourself. Coming home to the truth of who you are. Allowing yourself this time to mend and to heal. So there is some very practical stuff happening here when you have finances and parental care showing up. And the card is support. But you are being supported through this process. And you can figure this out. But what is true for you? What is it that you need? What can you give to yourself? The space. The lack of judgment. Open your heart up to receiving the support that is available to you. It's going to show up in various ways. And you ask, oh. So there's a story, you may have heard it before, of the guy who, the trucks are driving down the street with the megaphones, and they're saying, the dam broke and flood is coming. You need to get out now. And he says, God's going to save me. And then the water creeps in, and he ends up on the second floor, and the guy in the rowboat comes by and he goes, hey, get into the boat. I'll take you out of here. And he's like, that's okay. God's going to save me. And he gets up to the roof now, and the helicopter comes, and they drop down the basket like, get in, we'll save you. And he's like, I know, it's okay. God's going to save me. And of course he drowns. And he gets, to the other side, and he's like, I don't understand what happened. I thought you were going to save me. God's like, I sent you 3 opportunities. So when you ask for help from the angelic realm, it generally shows up in the 3D realm. There's help that comes through with healing of the heart and those downloads and those insights and the healing that happens in the heart space. So that is not 3-dimensional. But when you need like real world things handled and you ask for help, they will show up in the real world. So pay attention. Pay attention to the megaphones. Pay attention to the rowboats that go by. Pay attention to the basket dropped out of the air by the helicopter. Pay attention to the opportunities to change where you're at, to be saved from a certain situation. So when your friend says, hey, there's this job, don't say, oh, it's okay, God will save me. God is saving you to go on the interview. The job may not be for you. It may be a stepping stone, or you meet somebody there, or they're like, well, this isn't the position for you, but I know somebody at another company that could use your skills. You just really don't know where the path is going to lead, but you have to do some of this. You have to move with the energy, right? It's go to the sea. It is moving. It's letting go of the shore and being willing to get into the flow of things and see where it takes you. And it's leaving your heart open. There's a mask here. It's taking off the mask and really exposing yourself. I think to yourself, right? Be true to you. And being willing to expose who you are to the world. If there's something that you really want, if there's someone you really want, and you're hiding behind this, I'm too cool for, to tell anybody I care, or to tell anybody I want this job, or to tell anybody this is my dream, it is unlikely to come through. When you drop your penny into the wishing well, and you wish with all your heart for what it is that you want, also be willing to accept that the magic is happening. Don't doubt the magic, they're saying. Very interesting. Don't doubt the magic. You are both the magician and the magic. Nice. Right. I'm on Facebook every day. If you guys want to check in over there, I really get into the astrology. I do personal readings. I do keep them affordable for a reason. Not because I'm not any good, but because I really remember really wanting to get some guidance and some help and not being able to afford what was available. And so I've tried to strike a balance between what will support me financially and what will support, you. And giving them away free, I have found if people don't pay for something, they don't value it. So I do want you to value what comes through. And what else? I think that's it. Working with Venus right now, if that is of interest to you. It is in the hard space, but I as much as I would love for you to come over to Facebook and check that out, I think right now, this time of spending time listening to yourself and to your angelic support and paying attention to what's going on around you and healing, whatever that means, that quiet space that you create for yourself that allows you to regenerate, to mend, and being willing to take a risk and making a change in your life that you truly want. That's where your energy should be right now. So you guys take good care of yourselves, all right? Talk to you again soon.